So this hand I played in the 2010 Open Border Match, the Mitchell Border Match. 2-day border match, which takes place at the start of the Fall Nationals, usually. I guess maybe that schedule has changed a little bit nowadays, but back in that time it was the only national championship event that was running. So all of the best players and teams were invited. My team was four-handed. We did not have a sponsor, but it was just kind of a grab bag of players from all over. So I was playing with a player known as Rocky, real name Alan Kleist. Old bridge player. I think he had won a couple of national titles back in his day, but he was like in his late 60s or early 70s at the time I played with him. From my local area, he became interested in me when I had started moving up in the scene and getting a bunch of pro work, and so he asked if I'd be interested in playing. We found two teammates from middle of nowhere, Illinois, called Chicago. They were Howard Liu and Danning Dong. They were not very well practiced partnership, and it turns out that one of those players had not even made Life Master yet at the time that we were playing in the event. So if you want to think of it as if we had a weaker player on the team, we kind of did. But so we get to the event. We were doing quite well after day one. I think we were in like 4th or 5th place. And this was from the second session on day 2. We were in 2nd place going into the session, sitting several boards out first, in fact, behind the ultimate leaders, which was this Polish squad of Smirnov, Pikarek, and I forget who else. But so we're playing against some random opponents here, and my partner opened 2 spades. Now, he's first seat white on red, and stylistically, I think our agreements were, I was basically a junior player at the time. I mean, our agreements weren't like junior style bridge, but 2 spades could be a little light, of course. What I ended up doing is we had a fancy system over 2 of a major, and I completely forgot it. So I bid 2 no trump, which was asking. He bid 3 spades, which in our agreements was a minimum without 4 hearts. But I thought that this showed a hand with 5 spades and 4 hearts. So I bid 4 hearts. It went double by East, pass by partner, pass by West, and I got chicken. So I bid 5 clubs. It went double by East, and for a split second, I remember the excitement when 5 clubs got doubled. I was just like, this is great. We're white on red, the opponents are probably making game, I have all this distribution, partner has a weak hand, we'll be playing 5 clubs doubled. Nope. Heart sank, partner bids 5 hearts, and it goes pass, pass, double, all pass. So I was sitting here like, oh no, I've screwed up the system, and of course at the end of the auction, I've made these alerts about the 3 spade bid, and the opponents ask, and partner over there is raging super hard. He goes, no, like 3 spades just showed a minimum without 4 hearts, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so East on opening lead, makes an opening lead, leads the ace of diamonds. And this is what I see in dummy, and I'm just like, okay, that's not too bad. So the ace of diamonds holds trick 1, West signals with the jack, king of diamonds gets ruffed. I led the king of hearts out of hand, trying to get some sort of hand entry. I mean, I still didn't know what was going on in the club suit. So king of hearts held, I played a heart, East won the ace, played another trump, so I'm in the dummy, and I have to guess what's going on. I am on 1 card per trick, right? Okay, so I play a club and West follows with a 6. And I spent a long time thinking about, is there any reason why East would not lead a singleton club against this auction? And I eventually couldn't come up with one, so I elected to play the clubs from the top, Ace king, played the ace of clubs, East dropped the queen, I claim my 11 tricks. Cool. End of story, right? Like, we're plus 650 on our cards, but our teammates come back at the end of the set. Obviously, we got a great result on this board. No, do you remember the title of this one? The title is Sorry Teammates, We Missed Slam. So our teammates come back and they're arguing, they're yelling at each other. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I didn't uncover the auction. Well, here it is in its entirety for people who have missed it. This is the whole auction. 2 spades, 2 no trump, 3 spades, denying 4 hearts. Here it is, 2 no trump was asking, 4 hearts, double by East, pass, 5 clubs. Hopefully everyone followed as I was going over this. Double by East, 5 hearts, pass, double. So our teammates are yelling at each other. They come back to the table, they sit down. Eventually we get to this board for comparison, and they read out plus 620. And we say win. And they're just, having this giant talk about how, like, blah, blah, they messed up their, like, relay auction, blah, 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 something like that. Also not sure how they got into a relay auction with North having all this distribution. But they're pissed off. They're just like, well, how did we win this board? It seems impossible. And then I say, well, we scored 650. And then there was a big laugh. Everyone enjoyed that. So we won the board at our table by a substantial margin. Also, I mean, our teammates kind of won the board because it looks like 7 clubs even is a pretty good spot. Now, it's kind of funny that I was spending a long time thinking about the singleton club lead, because the only way to beat this contract is for East to lead the singleton club. I get to win the ace, but then after the king of hearts, you can duck 1 round, win the 2nd round, and then underlead the ace, king, queen of diamonds to his partner to get a club ruff. So, for down 1. So East probably should have led their stiff club anyway, if I was going to guess it, in this position. But kind of a fun board to play through. I mean, I was terrified. I was just like a young kid at the time and playing with what was supposed to be a really, really good partner, and I'd screwed up the auction, and I was super scared about the final contract, but settled in, made my 5 hearts doubled, and eventually we came out in 2nd place by, I think, a thin margin.